Hey, what's up, folks? Hey, let me just start this off by saying, I'm a lot like a lot of you in a sense. Where I wake up in the morning and just there's a lot of doubt, man. There's a lot to overcome. Not too long ago, when I initially wanted to do this video, and I did, but it didn't save on my uh, phone for whatever reason. My phone overheated, whatever. It's regardless of the fact. Um, And one of the first things that came to my mind when I woke up on this day is that, man, I just really want to be a legend. I really want to have a great body of work and I want to leave a legacy. I want to look back on my life and just without without any doubt just have this sense of fulfillment, accomplishment, knowing that I'm ready to go not because I suffered so much, but because I laid it all out on the line. All right? So some might say that I'm not at liberty to speak on what it takes to be a legend. But I say fuck what some might say, all right? Because I'm betting on myself. Um, and let me also say that my new book has been released. I released it uh 2 days ago, but it's free from today, June 13th, to Monday, which I think is June 17th. So go ahead and check it out while it's free. And if you're checking this out, you listening to this, you're watching this while the book isn't free, well, buy it anyway, all right? I worked too hard, and I've already put out 11 pieces that pack a punch. Pickle piper, picker pepper. Um, and I'm not finished either. I am insatiable, and that's going to be one of my greatest assets. So I got some notes here. I hope I can read my handwriting. But what does it take to be a legend? How to be a legend? First of all, take risks. In parentheses, I have calculated, but take risks. I alluded to it a little bit earlier, but I'm betting on myself. You need to bet on yourself, man. Don't be sitting around waiting for people to give you some type of badge of honor or this permission slip so you can go do your thing. Don't wait for the validation. Validate your own goddamn self. Critique your own goddamn self. Embarrass your own goddamn self. The validation will come. And when it does come, so the fuck what? Because you validated yourself a long time ago and everybody else is just hopping on the bandwagon. Alright? So you gotta be so sure about yourself way before everybody else is sure about yourself. Sure about you or whatever the fuck. You gotta bet on yourself way before anybody else does. Okay? You are not made by others. You don't have to be. Okay? So long as you're made by others, you can be destroyed by others. It starts here. Alright? So take risks. Okay? You want to start that business with the capital that you have. If you want to take out a line of credit, take out a line of credit. Just don't buy anything stupid. Don't go buy a fucking Xbox. Don't go buy new clothes. Alright? Invest in yourself. Alright? You might not have this opportunity ever again. Okay? As I'm looking at myself, I'm talking to myself as well. Alright? We take risk out here. Calculated. We're not doing that fucking dumb shit. We're not trying to show off for other people. We're not trying to make ourselves look of a higher status. Okay? True success stories is built from the ground up. You don't just get to buy your way to the top. Alright? It's a facade. Don't let social media fool you and those goddamn highlight reels. It's spoiling your brain. I made a video on the effects of social media. So you go ahead and check that out. I got an attitude this morning. Well, I woke up and I just hit it hard with the push-ups. I ain't hit it hard. I only did 150. That ain't shit. I just wanted to wake myself up. I didn't get enough sleep last night. I usually like to wake up with about 300 push-ups or so. But whatever. So the next thing, because I could go on about taking risk all day, for real. But the next thing is to stand up for yourself, okay? So it's kind of tied to my first point. You know, you want to know who you are before other people try to lay claim on you and label you however they see fit. All right. So I understand that it's a waste of time trying to defend yourself against the world. But when your well-being is compromised, when your reputation is compromised right there in front of everybody, when somebody's trying to show you up, somebody trying to embarrass you, somebody trying to undermine you, you say, hey, hold up, all right? You don't have domain over this. This is me. You're not going to dictate what I'm going to do with my life, okay? So I understand a lot of y'all have jobs, and you may feel a little afraid to speak up and assert yourself. When somebody with some authoritative power tries to put you in your place. But hey, you got, if you can't keep it real, at your place of employment, it's the wrong place for you, my friend. It's the wrong place. Very quickly within the working world, at my last job in construction, I decided that I was going to talk to everybody the same. I'm not about to put on any type of white voice, or I ain't going to fucking put my lips nice and tight so I can kiss the asshole. Kiss the whole of the ass. All right. So I'm talking to everybody, the same more or less. All right. And that's how it's going to be. I'm not disrespectful. I just don't want to fucking try to polish myself up to be something that I am not. Now, I do believe in, changing for the better and growing, all that good stuff. But you're not going to tell me how I'm going to live my life, all right? I live by a code. You worry about your own goddamn code. Okay, you can't worry about your life when you focus on me, homie. I'm not going to be focused on you, because focusing on you isn't going to make my life any better, all right? So you got to stand up for yourself. You got to tell people what you're not going to tolerate and what you will accept, okay? Because a great deal of how people treat you face to face, I don't care about what they doing on the goddamn keyboard, but face to face, a lot of what people do to you is what you allow. And you trying to keep the peace is just making you smaller and smaller, crushing your spirit, putting you inside of a goddamn UPS box, Amazon box, Amazon Prime. Just ship them away the fucking next day before the day is over. An afterthought, all right? So stand up for yourself. And the next thing, what we got? Get really great at something. I have the nerve to talk about this. I like to consider myself a jolt. That's a JOAT. That's a jack of all trades. That's where I am insatiable in the nature where I just can't commit to one singular thing, to just one thing. And so I through that process, I would like to say I got pretty good at a lot of things. But also it can be confused with, and it also can be, it can be considered dabbling. It can definitely be dabbling because there's only X amount of time in a day. And if you know anything about me, I don't prefer for people to be one dimensional. I prefer people to take shots at a lot of things, but at the very least, to get really great at something, be known for something. Life is interesting in a sense. We have all these ambitions. Like, for example, I wanted to make music, even though I've been dragging my fucking feet, and it was my introduction to writing. It's the first thing that I ever got good at, but it's the thing that I'm kind of holding back as a goddamn uppercut. But regardless of that, we want to do all these things. Like for me, want to do the music. Want to write the books, you want to do the pod, you want to do all these things, and, come to find out, this very thing that I'm doing right now, YouTube videos, this may be what I'm, what I'm best at. I mean, I don't believe that, but it's just for example's sake. This may be something that I may be really good at. Now, I beg to differ. As much as I can stutter and use profanity as a replacement for saying or saying a lot, but But yeah, man, just get really great at one thing, be known for something. That's my point as I'm stumbling over things. Okay, so some might say follow your passions, and some might say follow the necessity and get really good at what you need to do out of necessity. But always keep it in mind, just work towards something, even if it's three things at a time. Three things throughout the day. Always work to get good at something. Great, whatever adjective you want to use, or what have you. But uh, don't find yourself complacent. Saying, "Oh, I'm smart," and you convince yourself that you don't need to read anymore. You convince yourself you don't need to study anymore. I'm smart. I'm a great singer, and you don't even practice singing and shit like that. You don't practice dancing. You don't practice. All right, you're gonna get steamrolled. Steamrolled. All right, all this natural gift, natural. I'm naturally talented. And fuck that. You're gonna get steamrolled by somebody who will outwork your ass. All right, get good at something and stay good. All right. So the next thing is to keep making yourself visible. All right. Now I do value solitude, isolating myself sometimes, be an introvert to recharge. But in this game, you'd be easily forgotten. Now, some might say, "Oh well, I don't really care." I don't blame you. If you don't care, you don't care. But people, they want somebody to fall in love with, in a sense. Okay, you give them some good music and things like that. I mean, they don't want you to go away for 3-4 years. Come on, keep giving them what they love. It's not hard, man. God damn. Just keep putting yourself out there. Everything's not gonna be a smash hit. You try to be a perfectionist like Leonardo da Vinci, and you're gonna stop getting commission work, which was the case for him. He was so much of a perfectionist, he had to keep pushing deadlines that he stopped getting money. People didn't want to do business with him anymore because he was unreliable, trying to be a perfectionist. All right. Difference between him and you, we still know who he is. We remember him. Most people ain't gonna remember you. Nobody gonna remember you, man. You ain't even putting yourself out there. Not even to start. Or you gonna wait till everything get perfect, you gonna put yourself out there. Nah. Start right now and just make a fool out of yourself. It ain't your aim to make a fool out of yourself, but if you don't know any better, if you ain't the top of your game, you probably gonna make a fool out of yourself. All right. Now let's take an example. Rebecca Black. Now I remember the song came out Friday. It's still up there on her page. The bitch probably got when I say the bitch, I ain't talking about her, but the video probably got. I know it has at least 1 million dislikes, but I'm thinking it's like 3 million. The song came out, she got humiliated. This was a little girl at the time. She was 14. Okay? And people were mocking her, fun, which car do I, which seat do I sit in? or whatever. But I just happened to check up on her like recently for whatever reason. I don't know. Somebody mentioned her. Look at her YouTube page now. Over 1 million subscribers. Her new songs don't have millions of dislikes, but I feel like if she did, I feel like even so, a lot of her dislikes is just because people were accustomed to disliking a song or two by her. But anyway, she stuck it out. She made a fool out of herself at a young age. She's still young. Okay, can't be more than 23 years old, and she got the whole world, her whole life ahead of her. All right, and that's making yourself visible, and not letting your first swing define how the rest of the game is going to go. Okay, once again, the greatest baseball players in the game, you'd praise them if they hit the ball 30% of the time, give them 30 million a goddamn year for that. All right. So don't worry too much about the statistics. Don't worry too much about where you are as far as talent and things. You can always get better. Okay. You can't improve upon nothing, you know, but you can always prove upon your efforts of yesterday, of this morning, or what have you. You know what I'm saying? The best is yet to come, is what I'm trying to say. So the next thing is to be a contrarian. See, this is going to end up being a long video, but it's worth stating. Okay, so how do I put this? You take a person like Lady Gaga, and I mean the dressing up all eccentric and wearing things that you probably wouldn't wear to the movies or to the bowling alley. And she has a huge following, a cult following, you know. Before she took on that persona, nobody really knew who she was. And I'm not saying that's why people know who she is. She's definitely very talented. You can tell that she works at her craft. Here's the point that I'm trying to make, okay? Lady Gaga is Lady Gaga because Lady Gaga chose to be Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga didn't choose to be Katy Perry. Lady Gaga didn't choose to be Celine Dion, okay? Those characters are already taken up. Lady Gaga chose to be her goddamn self. All right? So, in this day and age, being contrarian is to just be your goddamn self. Now, if you don't know what contrarian is, it means you pretty much side against the masses, okay? Whatever the masses are flocking to, you go to the opposite side. You know, not for the sake of doing it, but you know, you see the detriment behind it. You see people losing their identities and not quite finding themselves. And you say, okay, well, I'm going to find my goddamn... This is where I'm going to be. I'm going to be the mountain. I'm not going to be the wind, okay? Because here's the thing. People looking for this new shiny thing to follow. So if you get caught up in trying to be what was, okay, for example, you see me, I'm a black man. I may try to rap or something like that. You know, you see me trying to be the Migos, they already taken. And there's 3 of them. It's just me. All right? Migos already taken. Why are you trying to make music like the Migos? All right? Why are you trying to get pussy off of their goddamn clout? Why are why are you trying to get some type of recognition trying to sound like them? You will be forgotten. The Migos won't be forgotten, all right? You know, people keep saying they're not gonna last that long. We're gonna forget about them. I don't know about that, okay? You know, they got albums called Cultures because they started their own. All right, now there's nothing completely new under the sun, but they took the world by storm with their approach to music, their style, everything like that. Now you got people copying them left and right. All right, so I say all this to say, embrace your weirdness, okay? Not because it's going to be a trend someday, but it will. It can be. People always looking for something new to snatch up, to steal, to deep throat. All right, and that's just facts. Come on, pick a big name. Pick a big name, and you tell me who wasn't trying to be like them. All right, like you got people trying to be like big names who are trying to be like other big names in a sense. Okay, you got people who wanted to be like Justin Timberlake, and all Justin Timberlake wanted to be like was Michael Jackson. Listen to a lot of Justin Timberlake music. You can hear Michael Jackson all over it. You can say, "Oh, this would be a great Michael Jackson song." Yeah, I know. It's probably written for him, probably written by him. You know. But anyway, be contrarian, my friends. It's okay. You know, you might not have a huge following to begin with. You know, you might not have a lot of supporters around you, a lot of pats on the back, but it's still worth it to be your own self. All right, to be yourself. All right. So the next thing is to give to the people. Now you give what you can, your resources, your time, your life's work, anything that can help. All right. That's what it's all about, and people won't forget you. Simply put, it's not all about you in this existence, and people can stand to benefit from somebody like you and anything that you can contribute. All right. This world has become such a me, me, me world, or the world that I see, the society around me. Now, there have been a lot of great contributions, but still, I still see a lot of people who are selfish, who don't really want to help people beyond what, what they can do for them. Some people won't give $1 to a homeless person unless you could take a picture of them. Unless you get to videotape it, get yourself some clout. Like, oh, you're such a great person, for recording yourself, giving $1 to that nice gentleman. He should be ever so thankful. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't, that it shouldn't be recorded, because I think that it's a good example. But to my point, man, a lot of people, they just want that clout, man. Like, I wish if I recorded every time I gave away some money to a homeless person, you'd be sick of me. All right, I'd be sick of myself. I'd be counting like, oh shit, was that a 20? Damn, that was $50. God damn, I could really use that $50 right now. But anyway, you give to the people. All right, it's good karma. So the next thing, let's see, and create an impressive body of work. Okay, so now we speak of quality over quantity, assuming and implying that it has to be one over the other. But it's been proven that those of us who choose the quantity route over time do better than people who choose quality. Okay? Now, of course, that's not always the case, but to my earlier point, you make better work by doing better than the last thing you put out. Okay? Having this perfectionist mindset, and it, to be a perfectionist overall is not as bad as being a perfectionist per piece or per painting, if we want to talk about painting, speaking on Leonardo da Vinci. Okay? But I believe that you should put out as much material as possible, not for the sake of doing it, but because you're betting on yourself to get better over time. You're constantly pushing the envelope, and and this is the law of probability. Also, it's the raffle effect. It's the reason why we buy as many raffle tickets as we can. So to increase our chances of cashing in. Okay, so the more YouTube videos I put out, for example, the higher my chances of going viral, or the faster I will accumulate more subscribers, more views. So just keep putting out lots of quality content. Okay, you don't have to sub one for the other. Okay, so I'm really tired of hearing that shit. Quality over quantity. Like, why not just have a lot of quality? Okay, for example, if you wanna if you wanna write poetry, okay, just because you write a poem every goddamn day doesn't mean they're going to suck. Yeah, everybody's not going to like all of them, but it's not, it's not because you're mediocre. It's not because you burned out. Maybe you did, but that's not inherently true. Okay, there are some other factors that go into that. Okay, are you reading? Are you reading other poetry? Are you reading fiction? Are you watching television? Anything to enable you to explore your mind. Are you engaging in those things? But put together an impressive body of work. No matter how much you choose to put out, leave just have a lot to leave behind, man. Like, your contribution to the world, your art, it's a part of a time capsule. And one thing that I am really happy about in this day and age is that people years down the road, or hundreds of years, I won't be alive then, and that's okay. But they'll be able to look at videos like this and my other contributions, and they may be able to connect with me in that regard. They may feel like they have somebody to relate to, just like how we feel like we can relate to somebody who died in the 1960s or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who lived, thousands of years ago. Okay, because we still reading works from people from thousands of years ago. Okay, I don't want to tell you how many times I heard Marcus Aurelius. Okay, um, so let's see the next thing. Let's see. Remain humble, but always remain confident. Okay, so no matter how successful you get, no matter how much of a legend you become, you still want to keep the gap bridged. Okay, you still want to be relatable to people who aspire to be in similar positions as you, to people who want to dream big, who want to accomplish big things. Okay, so oftentimes a lot of us, the average person may see somebody like a Beyonce and say, well, but that's Beyonce. That could never be me. That's Michael Jackson. It could never be me. Hey, look, let me tell you something about Michael Jackson. That moonwalk, he practiced that shit for 8 hours, and 8 hours in front of a mirror, and not just one time either, my friends. But he practiced the hell out of it. It wasn't just given to him. He wasn't just sent to this planet learning how to moonwalk, okay? Because he came from the moon. No. Now, he was an odd character, but, he worked. Same thing about Beyonce. She works, okay? I saw a glimpse of that documentary on Netflix, with the concert performance. And she worked extremely hard to get back into shape after giving birth. She was very hard on herself. She was very strict in her diet. Okay, and but even still, she was. This wasn't even my point, but I can tie it together. But she was very candid, very open about her struggles trying to get back into shape and things like that, which is something that a lot of moms can relate to. Damn near every mom can relate to. Just trying to get back into shape, and it wasn't easy for her. Okay, but when I spoke of remaining humble, I just mean you're candid about your imperfections. You're not making yourself out to be larger than life as far as your words go. Your performance is another thing. Now, when you perform, ball the fuck out, okay? Like, give them a show. This is what they want to see. They don't want to see mediocrity, okay? Like, these videos that I make, I understand that I'm in a car. You don't see beautiful women around me. No music playing and things like that. But if I were talking like this, hey guys, I just want to talk to you all about being a legend, because I think that that everybody should to take the opportunity. You wouldn't you wouldn't really be feeling me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the performance aspect. The humility side is letting you all know, look, I'm not really any better than you, okay? And that's my mindset. That's how I go about everything. I'm not really trying to uphold this prestigious reputation of being a guru and motivational speaker and just this prestigious prestige, this prestigious philosopher. Just it is what it is, man. I come at you as a simple man with a complex mind, and I just want the best for y'all. What you get is what you see. I'm not really putting on a show. I am talking a lot because I got to do this video, and that's what makes it different from my everyday life. I don't really like speaking too much. I like being quiet. I like listening. I like reading, and I let other people make fools out of themselves in that regard. Just talking to hear themselves speak, you know. So remain humble, but be confident, especially in your performance. Okay, don't let nobody make you feel small. So the next thing, now we're almost there. Almost there. Expand your accolades. Slash push the envelope. Okay. So you got a guy like Kobe Bryant, man. You know him for playing basketball. You got LeBron. You tell him to shut up and dribble. But here's the thing, man. They can play basketball forever, but they won't be able to do that in the NBA where the lights are gonna be on and where they can make some money. Now I don't think money's gonna be an issue, but that's their passion. That's their love, you know. But true competitors, they want to redefine themselves. They don't want to just be put in a box. Oh, you're a basketball player. You go and dribble that ball, you know. And even basketball players get tired of that hustle and bustle. They'll never stop loving it. They'll never stop, playing the sport. But it takes a lot to be in tip-top shape to play at the highest level. And after that, they want to do other things. So you take a guy like Shaq, which is an example that I could have used. This man got his hands in everything, executive producer, you do some acting, may do a little music every once in a while, some commentary, whatever. Sport, just expand your horizons. Don't get too comfortable with one thing. No, because let's say you are of the arts. Even to be of the arts is somewhat like being a regular working man, where it's like if you have one skill, you do a great job at feeding yourself. But once the market becomes saturated, then what? Then what will you have to rely on? Now, obviously, you build yourself a brand and things like that, and you have less to worry about as far as the arts go. But that may not be the case for a lot of us. So it's good to have, when it comes to streams of income, have multiple streams of income. It's good to have multiple skill sets, have other things to rely on, and just expand yourself, man. Because you might not always want to be doing what you're doing now. You may want do something completely different, something much bigger than what you're doing at this present moment. All right. So when I speak of being a legend and people who have done such a thing, I think a pretty good example is Jamie Foxx. So at one point he was a comedian, even though he liked to sing in the background. He kind of wanted to be a singer, but he took the stand up route. He did the stand up, became an actor. Okay, he got himself a show. And was also in movies, and after being in Living Color, then came out as a singer, had some hits. I don't think he's finished at all. I don't see him stopping anytime soon. And you see now he's a host as well. Okay, so just keep adding more to your resume. Keep feeding the fire, and don't get complacent. Okay. I'm sure you get tired of me if every time you saw me, it was just for me to get up in your ass talking about what you should do. So and the final thing, man. Boy, woo. The final thing is to get the fuck back up. That's right. Yeah, I'm using profanity. Yeah, because and by the way, people want to say, "Oh, your videos are vulgar. You're vulgar." Hey, look, then this ain't the video for you, okay? I use profanity. I have some hair on my nuts, alright? Sorry. But anyway, you get the fuck back up. Life is going to whoop your ass. It's going to strangle you. It's going to suffocate you. It's going to make you wish that your mom got a fucking abortion. Seriously. You like it make you want to just hit your mama personally. Like, what's the big deal? What were you trying to prove? For real. Could you have waited? Could you have not? Could you have been a goddamn nun? But here we are in this big game, in this unforgiving world. How you going to act? What you going to do? How are you going to maneuver? Because you're here now. Yeah, suicide is an option, but why you want to go and do that? You still got options. You still have your whole life ahead of you to be insane. Some people think sanity is the goal. No, sanity is torture. Sanity and resisting your own insanity is what really makes people want to go and kill themselves. Alright? You got a lot of sane people who are on Wall Street blowing their brains out, okay? They're tired of this game. They're tired of trying to be a part of the machine. Being a part of the machine, that's the same thing. Okay? Look, I plead insanity. That's what I want, okay? Because it takes insane people to make success to be successful, okay? When you talk about creating a light bulb, even though it wasn't Thomas Edison who did it, but he got credit for it, but okay. But when you talk about creating a light bulb or discovering electricity and things like that, that's an insane thing. People look at you discovering something for the first time and it's just like, the fuck are you doing? And everybody makes that type of face at you. They twist their nose up at you until they see you're successful in doing it. Now they want to know how you did it. Yeah, you have to risk being mocked. But that's besides my point. I go on and on about that. But you have to get back up, man. Even with shaky knees. Even with a heartache. Even when your heart is broken. Even when you convince yourself that you have nothing else to live for. Which most of the time is a lie. In some instances, I can see how you deem that to be the truth. But for the most part, it's a lie. It's just you not wanting to go on. And I've experienced that many times. So this is not me on my high horse. Trust me. Trust me. I know. I started this video off by saying one of the first things that comes to mind sometimes when I wake up, or one of my initial feelings, is that I just really feel like shit. And on a day like today, I wanted to go back to sleep. But I don't want to be among the common men. I don't want to take the easy route just because I can. If I'm truly going to rely on myself, I'm going to have to give myself some beatings, okay? You're going to have to give yourself some beatings. Part of the reason why you may not be able to successfully work for yourself is because you only move when you know your job depends on it. Like, okay, they'll replace me, they'll fire me. But if you work for yourself, the temptation to let yourself off the hook is right there in front of you, man. But you got to treat it the same way, okay? If I don't get up, I don't eat, okay? So it's not just about getting up in the morning, but it's about getting up in general, okay? Disappointment is going to come. This is why we practice harder than we play, all right? I'm speaking on my last video, Tim Grover's, what I learned from Tim Grover's book, Relentless. Practice harder than you play. So when life throws all these obstacles at you, you're ready. Alright, so that's all. This is a pretty lengthy video. I get it. But I had to do it. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you got some value out of this, as usual. Like and subscribe. Check out my new books. Or my new books. Plural. Because I released some books in April as well. So, check them out. Support me, man. And very soon I'll be adding my Patreon. I'll just be taking $1 and $5. Whatever you can give me. But thanks a lot, my friends. Take care.